Yo, we're the Zone Runners, and this time we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ain't ready.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head cause I have no fear. Probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory, but a ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Asked him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alleys. It didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with the fist, metal crackling. I'm hearing someone saying use a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started to fly, I went in deeper.
Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's it, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. Gonna hold my head cause I got nothing to fear. It probably seems crazy, brave the theory. A ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children all ages. It is me, Dukect T, here on this Hallows evening, and welcome to Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me on this Wednesday evening, this Hallows Eve. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to participate in the show, remember, as always, you can call in at 605-562-0444. Once again, the number is 605-562-0444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect T, is 92417. Which again is 92417. And the PIN as well is 2249866. Once again, it is PIN number 224986. And ladies and gentlemen, Hallows Eve, how are you doing this evening? I hope this is a more fun and more interesting night that's going on for you. And here I am, alone in the dark. Well, not really in the dark, just trying to mood here. Anyway, so how about that Castlevania? I mean, that was, wow, what a series. I mean, you want to talk about a series that, I mean, let me tell you something. It elevated itself, and I gotta say that this was probably the best, well, I mean, probably one of the best cartoon to, well, film adaptations, and, cartoon to video game adaptations. It's been quite a while, actually. And I will have to say, it's a mature audience, and even though they did swear pretty much every 5 minutes, and everyone spoke English in these weird accents and such, I'm like, I know, 1492, it's different type of English, we had to modernize the language, I'm like, fine, but, make it, I wouldn't mind if there was a little bit of subtitles and such. That's one negative thing there, but then that's aesthetics there. I mean, at that point, when you listen to the stuff here, other than that, the violence, the characters, everything here, everything here, ladies and gentlemen, is just top notch. I mean, seriously, it is a top notch show, a top notch entirely, and things like that. There was, one of the best parts of this show is, the best thing is the animation and seeing how this every character has that, is the way they move and flow, how they take out the villains. I mean, wow, I have to say again, this is probably, the way they animated, the way they treated the vampires, the way they treated the monsters, the night creatures and such. Great little artwork and great way to do it. Great way to actually build this place, build the story up. And way they treated the Castlevania, and again, I'm not a fan of the Castlevania games. I never really got into them in childhood. I was more of a Mega Man, Sonic, Mario, Star Fox, Legend of Zelda type of dude. And we'll get to that Legend of Zelda connection eventually. So, but yeah, it's we'll get to that later on. But again, the show seems to be very good. It connects to the the characters, and it does a really good job with the source material. Because at the end of the day, it's each one of these characters about the Castlevania is just violent, but also you still where they were. I mean, honestly, the two human characters that were working with Dracula are very good, very different. I was surprised that they actually going to do the way they did it. It was probably again the probably again the best way to deal with these characters. I mean, they're not friends. It's just like we're humans that just hate. They different styles of hate of humanity. They hate humanity in ways that one is just pretty much a black dude who basically wants to whip himself, and for whatever reason, just hates humanity and such. He hates humanity because he showed love, and then, let's just say love didn't show him back, and that's how he messed up and everything else, messed up in the head. While the other human, he treats humanity as pets and cattle. That's why he started up with, about this war against humanity, is that they want humanity cold to this little cow of livestock, but yet it reveals itself as you continue on with the series and such, which by the way has gotten to a third season, which I am really, I'm so happy about that, because Warren Ellis, who is at this point, I think he's this is a very talented writer. You see how his projects and such. He wrote he wrote stuff from the Marvel anime, from Iron Man, Wolverine, X-Men, Blade, now the Castlevania. He also, let's see his other stuff here. To see his stuff here from animated stuff, but also comic books. He wrote stuff from Judge Dredd, Marvel 2099, X-Men, Excalibur, the X-Force, mostly X-Men. You have Ghost Rider, mostly Marvel stuff, and including DC. He has Batman, Legends of the Dark Knight, Transmetropolitan, Hellblazer, JLA Classified, and including Indus Comic. He is a man who actually, he has been around this writing industry for a while, stuff from comics to animation and animation, and I believe he has wrote, even though he was a writer in video games, from House of Riders to Cold Winter, and funny enough, Dead Space. He was one of the writers for Dead Space, the 2008 video game, before Dead Space started going to a more actiony shooting scenario, and then pretty much EA killed it. But that's a story for another time. If I can think of a story, it could have been, I think people would have been like that. People would have been like, well, that'd been interesting to have. But yeah, it's an. I think people, would have liked the going to Dead Space what it was going to be, instead of what it turned into. But that's, again, people have already talked about that stuff. But we're talking about positive stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It is, to me, what Netflix really did. I mean, even though they're pretty much canceling everything under Marvel and such, but this is seen to be probably, again, a lot of people seem to be positive, people liking the series, and no wonder the series is going for season 3. And the way Dracula was performed here, seriously, this was, I have to say, this was, again, a great, just a great way of getting into, what Dracula, the whole series, how Dracula and, Castlevania 3, how Dracula pretty much wanted not just to die. He wanted everyone to die. Humans, vampire, everyone. This long, as Alucard would say, said, it pretty much a very long suicide note. That's pretty much it is. And I had to say also, Richard Armitage, James Callis, and the great Garen Batavish did one hell of a job. Right out of Trevor Belmont, James Callis is Aaron Tepes, Alucard was really good. And then you have Vlad Tepes, Dracula. Again, those characters really good job. And also, shout out to, I think Jamie Murray did a pretty good job of as playing as Carmella. No, not that one. The scheming vampire mistress, and one of the members of Dracula War Council for this whole giant war effort. But yeah. And also, Alexander Rezano did a really good job with Sophia Benez. They did a really good job of, again, the three heroes. Very good balance of character. The balance of these three really work. And even though they didn't, more often than not, the show was more focused on the War Council and see how everyone's trying to get ahead and such. And see how Dracula, how his mood and everything else. It seems that the show it pretty much shows the fall of Dracula, and it's very interesting how it ended. The way it ended. Let's just say that Trevor Belmont and Dracula, Trevor Belmont, Alucard, and Sophia pretty much did their deed. They murked Dracula, and now I'm like, pretty much they murked him, and I'm like, now we pretty much know what's gonna happen. We have Carmella, who's still alive with, with Hector, who's voiced by Theo James. Again, he does a pretty good. Most, if not all, the voice actors does a pretty good job here. No one was annoying. No one was like, where I hear their voice, I was like, oh goodness, let me just hit fast forward. Each of the voice actor and the script was, I think there was a really good base, and it built up from what was there before, and now you see the aftermath of pretty much Alucard now basically held of Dracula's castle and the Belmont estate, with Belmont and Sophia pretty much going off traveling adventures. Who knows what's going to go into proceed and the evils and such. We don't know what's going to happen yet. And at this point, it is pretty much Castlevania 3 was this is pretty much a pretty much a adaptation of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, which was I believe a prequel. I think it was a 1476. Let's see. Where's the Castlevania? When did this plot came into? I think Castlevania. When did that start? Or was it? I think it's not much to say. It was just Simon Belmont beating the crap out of Dracula, and that's pretty much what it was. Castlevania 3 is, I believe that it was Trevor Belmont, and it was pretty much Dracula 3. No, Castlevania 3 was pretty much, I think it was a prequel, I believe. And after that, let's see what the Castlevania timeline is there. Okay, let's see. Castlevania was first, actually. The timeline of release years. No, wait a second. Whoa. Okay. Lamont. Okay, we have Lament Innocent was the first game. Second game was, the second one was Dracula's Curse. Exactly, Castlevania 3. Then you have Curse of Darkness was Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Then you have the Castlevania Rebirth, Belmont's Revenge, Castlevania 2. Then you have Castlevania 1691 as Dracula somehow comes back. Then you get Simon's Quest. Then you get Harmony of Dissidence. With I believe was Alucard was the main guy there. Let me just see. Yeah, 50 years. Simon Belmont and stuff here. Yada yada yada. Let's see. It was Justy Belmont. Okay. Let's see. You got Wando of Blood, Dracula X, Order of Cecilia, Castlevania Bloodlines, which took place in 1917. Portrait of Ruin, that took place in 1944. Aerial Shadow. This took place, I think, the furthest from the timeline. It's in the 2035. Wow. Well, that's a pretty long for the future. And then Dawn of Sorrow is the true, so far into the future at this point. I wonder if they're going to actually do that. Who knows? But yeah, who knows about that? And, I wonder what type of next, because after Dracula's Curse is going to be the Curse of Darkness. And seeing how, is this going to be the next season that we'll probably have for Castlevania? Will this be the next season? Who knows? Wouldn't surprise me that this will be the next season of Castlevania. Will probably be Curse of Darkness, which is I never played it. It was okay. A lot of people say, but yeah, it will be. It looks like it's supposedly after the events. 3 years after the events of Castlevania 3, through defeated by the vampire hunter Troll of Belmont, Dracula's Curse continues to ravage throughout the European countryside, spreading disease, mob violence, heresy in its wake. And then you have Hector, who formerly, I think this is probably going to be taking over. The main villain is going to be, I believe, is going to be the main villain or hero, who knows. It says Hector, a devil forge master who had formerly worked under the employer Dracula, but betrayed him sometime during the events of Castlevania 3. Okay, this is and eventually going disgusted by Dracula's brutal method. Hector leads Castlevania and relinquishes his powers to live among the humans, settling down to live a peaceful life, which, looks like he's not going to. He's going to be slave to Carmella, but yet his motivation to act is that Hector's fiancee Rosetta is accused of witchcraft, burned at the stake, and yet Hector learns that the murder was directed by his rivalrous devil forge master Isaac, and there comes the story, as it's just Hector fighting against Isaac, and I don't know if they're gonna actually do that. But that season, I think maybe Trevor is going to be hunting elf, and Trevor and Silva are probably going to be doing that. Around they're going to be having Hector is going to be pretty much doing the forge mastering, while Isaac, who I don't know what he's going to be doing because he was set into the desert, but yeah, he and his powers and such, still being a devil forge master, he's still eventually going to build up his army. So are they going to, in this part of the world, is he going to continue being a threat? I don't know what type of place are they. Are they going to take Chaos of Darkness? Who knows? But once I believe this is going to be. I believe that it's going to be that type of where it is. I mean, that's what it is. I think they're a mix of Curse of Darkness, and those are probably the first 4 seasons. And then I think they're going to finally move forward and go straight to Castlevania. Well, I mean, at that point, that'd be interesting. Castlevania and Simon's Crest. Who knows? I don't. That's gonna be very interesting how they're going to really build that up and how they're gonna set things up for season 3. And hopefully they'll stay away from the Lords of Shadow, which a lot of people are seem to be like, yeah, they pretty much don't like it. Yeah, they don't really like it. It's just most people just don't like Lords of Shadow 2. They just think it's just saying. I think a lot of people are saying it. Well, one of the main reviews called bland and boring. It did not fit the Castlevania series at all. Yeah. But anyway, we'll continue this talk to. But yet, supposedly, speaking of Castlevania and Legend of Zelda, he's one of his producers, Castlevania's producer, Adi Shankar. He was producer of the behind the sub, really, one of the best series on Netflix, Castlevania adaptation. He's rumored to be saying, quote, "I can confirm I'm working with an iconic Japanese gaming company to adapt one of their iconic video game series into a series. On November 16th at 1 p.m., I'm going to announce what it is. I love you all. Thank you for following me on this journey. Entertaining you guys continues to be a privilege." Now, rumors saying that it could be Legend of Zelda, but I doubt that because Nintendo is really heavy on that type of property. We talked about this before many moons ago in 2015. I honestly would love to see it, but then again, what type of universe would it be in? What world will it be in? Where will this world be? Where would this world be in? Where is this going to lead into this position? What is going to be the first part? What series of Legends of would you have? Would it start off with Legend of Zelda 1, 2, 3? Or will it be just a prequel? Will it be Ocarina of Time? Will it be Majora's Mask? Will Link even have a voice? Will it be, that's going to be amazing. Who's going to be voice? Is he going to be a mute the entire series? Is he going to be a voice? What's going to happen? What is going to be, if it was like, heck, here's a curveball. What if it's based on a new game in a new canon? This Legend of Zelda, which again, Nintendo is probably working on a brand new Legend of Zelda, which will probably come out in 2020 or 2021. Wouldn't be surprised. At least they'll announce it sometime that year. But yeah, I would not be surprised by that. I kind of pretty much quick for Legend of Zelda games. But yeah, I would not be surprised that if this was the case, I wouldn't be surprised if someone overcrafting over Nintendo be like, you know what? Let's see if we can do a little bit of a synergy. Well, the next big thing will be Legend of Zelda. This cartoon series will be like conjointed and such with the Switch. You know what I'm saying? With this next game, Legend of Zelda game on the Switch. You'll have the same trappings, but it will follow the same plot points in there. Wouldn't surprise me. So I think that's where this thing is going to head. That's what I personally think. Could be wrong though. I want to hear your thoughts on this. And remember, if you're not listening live, how dare you? You also can listen on YouTube.com. You can also listen on youtube.com/DukecT, BitChute.com/DukecT. You can also download this on iTunes, which you have around 54,000 downloads, ladies and gentlemen. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. Heck, in the next couple months, I honestly believe it was 20,000 3 months ago. Then it went to 50,000. I honestly think a couple months from now, next year, I wouldn't be surprised we hit like in 2 or 3 months' time, we'll hit 75,000. And heck, by June or July, we hit 100,000 downloads. That's how confident I believe I am on this show. We're going to hit 100,000 downloads next year. That's what I believe. And that's what I'm saying, and such. And remember, you can also find the show on Man Expression on Freaking Awesome Network. Great sites there. Put up with my insanity for so long. I thank you, and I'm humbled by it. Anyway, we're going to take a small little break here, and when we come back, we will talk about the latest in the world of Lucha Underground. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. it is time for the beginning of the end of Season 4, as it is time for Ultima Lucha Cuatro. And how fitting that it starts on Halloween night. So, anyway, thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for doing all this good stuff. And this continuing journey into this thanks so much for listening. We will be right back right after this. So let's take a listen to Super Mario World's Big Boo Bad Man by Mega and Nico. Here it is. Hopefully it's on docremix.com. Download it, and here it is. Hopefully you enjoy it. This is Dukect T. Right back right after this. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Thanks so much for joining me here on the Dukect Lounge. Well, I apologize for that. Well, screw up. But then again, that's tech for you. And you know what? It happens, ladies and gentlemen. It happens to the best of us, happens to the worst of us, and happens to people in between. Anyway, let's continue on the road of insanity that is Lucha Underground. And by the way, a show note, I will be continuing the Titans reviews, the video reviews, on my own. I thought about putting it in the Dukect Lounge, but I think I'm doing pretty well with them on their own, so I'm going to basically put them on a separate place. And believe me, we'll have stuff to talk about. I mean, heck, we might be talking about the aftermath and everything else of Crown Jewel. In fact, I'm not even watching that show at all. So I know. At best, I will look at Twitter and see the results there. That's all I'm going to be doing. I mean, if you're going to watch the show, I'm not going to throw shade at you. I'm not going to be, calling you evil or anything else. But I will say this. Again, I'm not angry at people who do want to watch it and say, hey, what happens? I'll have one match show. Like, heck, some people want to see Ziggler and Angle go at it. Some people want to see what happens with Strowman and Lesnar. And some people want to see what happens with AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I get that. I do. Most people do. So, I don't know what's going to happen. But I can tell you this, that people are going to be angry. And I was going to be people pissed off at this. So, but anyway. But yeah, I am not going to be so angry if people are going to watch it this Friday. And if you are good people who watch it, I mean, hey, don't get too angry at the people who do. All right? Don't get angry or something. Because again, eventually that stuff is going to come back and hurt you. And that's not good for you. Bad for you. Anyway. Let's talk about stuff that's good for you. Let's talk about Ultima Lucha Cuatro, as the show of Lucha Underground. So let's get that thing started, right? First things first, let's talk about the three-way match for the Lucha Underground Trios titles, as the Reptile Tribe takes on the Rabbit Tribe versus the Exolicious, Evilise, and Sammy Guevara. This is an interesting triple team. This is interesting. As first things up, we have this match. I didn't see all of it. Again, I was talking, but what I did see was decent. I did see some leftover stuff, as I saw Paul London getting eliminated by Sammy Guevara. And funny enough, I remember the only time I remember Sammy Guevara, and I saw him before he hit Lucha Underground, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the dude who did like an intro for Ryan Zane for Wrestling Regret. Like a couple years ago. Wow. He said he was going to make an impact. He's the hottest free agent. Says, well, don't worry, you're going to know his name soon. And well, we know his name now. But yeah, he eliminated, he pins Paul London, and then, well, the Right Rabbit, the Killer Rabbit, as some would say, he hits down the rabbit hole, this mandible claw, and then after that they were eliminated, and he's probably not happy with that. And Paul London continues to fail him. And I wonder what type of consequences will be later for old Paul London. Or will he be replaced? But, meanwhile, we got to get to the match. As Evilise and Exolicious had to pretty much go out pretty much a handicap match, as they took out as they took down the Reptile Tribe. And it was pretty good. What I watched was pretty nice. I saw some really good fight from Evilise. Really good stuff for Exolicious, showing that while he dresses a little bit effeminate, he is still badass. And he goes, and even though his arm and was broken, stuff like, was going to, by a move via the Reptile Tribe, they kept fighting. It kept fighting and fighting and fighting. But in the end, though, Evilise couldn't save Exolicious, as the Reptile Tribe pick up the victory via Daga with the cross arm breaker, and takes down Exolicious. A fight, but at the end of the day, Proud Warrior by Exolicious and Evilise and Sammy Guevara come up short. Shame. Seems like Evilise always seems to come up short. Hopefully season 5, it will be something special for her and something she can actually start building herself up again. Next up is the match, a really interesting match to build out around the season. Ricky Mundo versus Taya Mundo. As the winner pretty much gets the heart of Johnny Mundo. Or, I don't know. Well, Ricky Mundo's crazy. Taya just starts beating the crap out of Ricky. Beating him down. Owning him most of the match. While Ricky did try to do some of offense, nice super kick and such. But Taya was way too much, as Taya just beat the hell out of Ricky, and then just takes him down. Just basically murks the boy. And then after just doing a nice step over crosses to Ricky, make him tap. And then not only that, says, you screwed me up, you betrayed my family, and not only that, you ruined her wedding, and she choke slams Ricky through a table, and then takes the poor dude's doll. Man, Ricky just took that. Like I said on my Twitter, and I'll say it again, Ricky was looking to take hard L, and he took one hell of a hard L. Taya is just too much for Ricky. Not surprising. And then we get to our main event as Son of Havoc versus Killshot, Mask versus Mask. And man, I told you, I said, these guys' time, they're going to show something special, and I was right. These two just went at it, chops with, nice little, just some really cool stuff. And I love the counter where Havoc goes for the cover. But yeah, he hits, then he turns, he tries to do that back kick, catches him, with like his unhook, and then turns him around, and then wham, hits Son of Havoc with a right in the knee shot. I was like, wow, this is good. And then you have Killshot hitting it, bringing out a gurney to enter the ring and dismount the bottom turnbuckle to bring it inside the ring. And then just hitting a nice backstabber, doing all the stuff inside the ring. And then outside the ring, you have love the fact that Havoc jumps up and just goes from the second level of the temple and drops the bomb, hits a nice body splash on Killshot. Bam! Put him through the table. But that's not enough to take him down. In fact, he hits the open road. That nice little moonsault he does. That's still a 2 count. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be good. And then, Killshot comes in. Hits his stuff. Hits a nice superplex on the gurney. Oh, it looks like it was done. And then Killshot hits the Killshot right on the Havoc. And then, bam! Knocks down him with a nice pinning combination. Big slam. I'm like, it's over. 1, 2, and then, that's 2. And then they just keep hitting each other. Hits them. Boom, boom. Then just hits and then the Havoc hits a good cutter. And then the next, he hits a power driver on Killshot on the gurney. Straps him up. And hits a nice, hits the open road shooting star press on Killshot and picks up the 1, 2, 3 as Son of Havoc defeats Killshot. And thus Killshot has to reveal who he was. And it came out that his identity was Lieutenant Jeremiah Strickland. And the reason why he wore his mask is to erase the shame at leaving his brothers for dead. Pretty much, holy crap, Dante Fox was right. And then he dropped to his knees. And then that was it. Killshot left the temple with the shouts saying, "Thank you, Killshot." And then you see Dante Fox in the military garb saying, where were you? It was a secret mission. That's why he killed him down. Now they see his face and says, at the end of the day, he truly apologizes. And they both seem to move on. And they gave him a salute. But hopefully, Lieutenant Jeremiah Strickland won't be the last time we see the temple. Hey, remember, Drago was kicked out of the temple once before, but he returned. And I believe that that's fate, maybe fate one day for Killshot to come back. Killshot might be gone, but maybe Lieutenant Jeremiah Strickland can return. Who knows? Anyway, that's Lucha Underground there. That is the end of the show, and that's only part 1. And it was a little decent. The last match really helped the episode. I mean, again, there was I did miss the early match, so I'll probably have to watch the rest of it, but it was pretty good. But I can't wait for part 2. Part 2 looks like it's going to be really good. I mean, the Cyril Male match alone would just be amazing. But Death Match, Mil Mertes versus the Mac. Ooh, boy, this is going to be fun. And a 2 out of 3 falls match with Phoenix and Dragon Azteca. That's going to be, that's going to be real good. So what's a part 3 to this? Hopefully, I don't know how they're gonna bring all this on in 1 hour. It's gonna be great, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week for part 2 of Ultima Lucha Cuatro. Anyway, that's it to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for participating here on the Dukect Lounge. As always, the podcast is live, and you can download it, you can do all the stuff, and remember, I want to hear from you guys, gals, and whatever. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. It's Dukect here. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.